Hey, what's up? Hello. Welcome to Hack a Chat. This is our Atlantic Division preview. I'm Chuck P, and with me, as always, is my favorite Taylor Swift song. Back to Dan Sember all the time. Dan, how are we doing? What are we going to do today?
Oh, we're here to talk some hoops and tell you what happened to Harold Miner.
Behind the MacBook, we have the anchor of our AV, Gyro.
It's nice to be here.
We're glad you showed up today. We are glad to be here to do the Atlantic Division preview. With each of our division previews, we're doing three things. First, we're going to talk about a player that we're interested in. Second, we're going to talk about our most interesting lineup that we can come up with for each team. And the third thing we're going to do is come up with our M. Night Shyamalan. That's what our twist is. There's M. Night Shyamalan movies. They always have a twist or some sort of weird ending that you're not expecting. We're going to tell you what to expect, whether it be good or bad. We're going to let you know what's going to happen at the end of the season with each of these three teams. We have a theme for every single team.
What's that theme?
Or every single division. This one is the Atlantic Division. It's Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah, it is.
Let's hit it, Dover. Maybe.
And here we go.
Preseason for everybody. We got this. We're going to start with the Boston Celtics. And you know what? The Boston Celtics, it's a recent song by Taylor Swift. It's style. Because you know what? A good point guard, a good center, and a good coach, that never goes out of style. Just like that song. It's a lovely song.
That was nice.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Dover.
I like that.
We're loving the Boston Celtics this year. We really think that they're going to take a big step forward. Player I really want to see take that step forward, Avery Bradley, both offensively and defensively. I mean, this is a guy who can be a really good wing threat on the defensive end. I really can't wait to see what kind of guy he's going to turn into with more Brad Stevens time and some Jaylen Brown on the court with him. We'll see what happens. Who are you looking at for the Boston Celtics?
Well, I agree with you there with Avery Bradley. It was a bummer that he got injured at the beginning of the playoffs.
Oh my gosh,
in
that
the
was
first
horrible.
game.
They look so good with him.
They really did. And he, like we've talked about this before with him, he is such a dynamite defender and picks up full court and causes so many problems for opposing teams' point guards. Fantastic pick. I love that. We'll also be keeping my eye on him. A new addition to the Boston Celtics I'll be keeping my eye on, Gerald Green. Now, when he first came into the league, you're probably thinking this guy's a little bit borderline of a personality, not great for the locker room.
Dunk
not
champ,
so sure what he all is. Dunk champ, super athlete, but doesn't really have it all put together to really be a contributor.
Right.
I think he could be the glue guy that really has this team take the next step. He's been great coming off the bench his last couple of seasons in the league. I think adding him to this mix as just a wing player who can play both ends of the floor, is a professional NBA player at this point in his career, will be a good fit under Brad Stevens, and he'll utilize all of his strengths and talents. So I'm keeping my eye on Gerald Green. Chuck P., when we take a look at a fun lineup we put together, who do you have in that five?
Well, I have Isaiah Thomas at my one because who doesn't love little guys who can score? Honorable mention to R.J. Hunter because there's always those guys who make a splash in the tournament in the NCAA, and we always got to keep our eye on. R.J. Hunter was one of those guys. Dover and I remember watching that game with him.
That was a great game.
Oh, my gosh, that was nuts. The Georgia State where his dad fell over. It was amazing. But I shout out to R.J. Hunter, really. But I like Isaiah Thomas, Bradley at the 2, Jaylen Brown if he can really come into his own. I'm putting him at the 3. Jay Crowder at the 4, Al Horford at the 5. We actually talked about this in our big season preview. I have this team doing really good things, and I think that is going to be their crunch time lineup if Jaylen Brown can really come into his own, which I totally 100% believe in him.
I do too.
We'll see what happens. I mean, he was a top 3 guy, which is why I think they're going to be a top 3 team in the East. But,
nice.
Dan, who are you looking to get on the court?
Well, before we even jump into that, I want to jump into how big of a signing Al Horford was for the Boston Celtics
because he's
this
7
offseason.
foot tall.
Well, he's super tall. You know, he can step out and shoot the 3. But most importantly, it became a destination place for free agents. Like he said, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to Boston. I'm going to play there. You know, they lured Durant, couldn't get Durant in the door, but it's now become hey, I'm going to go play in Boston because they're making the right moves, they're putting things together, and they're growing the right way.
Right.
And President Brad Stevens is a phenomenal head coach. So Horford makes his way into my lineup as the 5 man. I put Jay Crowder at the 4, very similar to you. Jaylen Brown at the 3, also very similar to you. What do you know? Avery Bradley also at my 2. But the one change, I have Marcus Smart as my point guard. Only because this team would be a nightmare defensively, which goes against everything I've done in these previews, where it's mainly who can score the most.
Right.
This team, you cannot score on them. This would be a just nightmare of a defensive team that would just come at you and come at you and come at you and not stop coming at you and not letting you get to the rim, not letting you get to the basket. And every shot you would take would be contested. So that's my 5. I'm really excited about this team.
Al Horford was huge because they had so many big guys going in and out of their rotation last year. This is a solid guy you can depend on. That's really great to have. And Coach Stevens is going to do amazing things. I'm sorry, I misspoke. President Brad Stevens is going to do amazing things, which I think is what your aim is here for your M. Night twist. What do you think the end is going to be for the Celtics theme?
Well, I didn't jump in this. But Jaylen Brown, I have him as my rookie of the year. I think he's going to be a great fit.
That's right.
He's going to be fantastic. But my M. Night, we talked a little bit about this with the Jazz. And this is something they kind of struggled through last season. They have 82 games to find their top 8.
Right.
They've got a lot of guys who can do a lot of things. They need to find the 8 that they can go into a playoff series with and say, here's the guys, here's the rotation, here's what we're going to do with it, and here's how we're going to play teams, and here's how we're going to grind this thing out. So they have 82 games throughout this entire season to find those 8 going into the playoffs. I think we both believe they're going to be a playoff team.
Yep.
I have them as my
4
seed. I just switched it over. Yes, I have them as my 4 seed. Chuck P., where do you have them?
I have them at my 3. I think they're going to be great. And the 3 and the 4, a lot of people are picking them at 2. We have some other teams that each individually we really like. It's nothing against the Boston Celtics that we have them at 3 and 4. We think they're going to be great, and we're really excited to see them. Next up on our list, we have I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In. That's obviously the Brooklyn Nets. As soon as we saw this roster, we're like, this team is trouble. This is not going to go
with
good.
The song, and I'm dejected.
This is not going to be good for the Brooklyn Nets.
Talk about this team.
I think the Brooklyn Nets, the one player I'm going to keep my eye on is Anthony Bennett. He was a number 1 overall pick. I think this is his only chance to show that he can play in the NBA before he has to go to Europe. I want him to show those flashes that brought him to the number 1 overall pick, to be picked over like Nerlens Noel. And all right, look, that wasn't a great draft class, but whatever. He was a number 1 overall pick. Let's see if he does anything. Dan,
how you doing over there?
Dan, you look like you want to fall asleep. You don't look happy about this.
What?
Oh.
Do you?
Wait, what?
We're talking about the Brooklyn Nets.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, it's the Brooklyn Nets.
We're talking. I'm giving the Nets the same level of attention as they deserve. They don't deserve any. This is a horrendous basketball team. Do I have to do this? Like, I don't even want to do this one.
No, you can sit this out. It's okay. I got this one covered.
I mean, I guess I have. I mean, like Sean Kilpatrick. He's a kind of person that is in the NBA. He's like strong a little bit. I don't know. He played at Cincinnati. Look, he puts the ball in the basket sometimes. I don't know.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I understand.
Lynn, Kilpatrick, Budinger, Booker, Lopez. This is horrible. Just get me. They're out. This is. I'm skipping straight to the M. Night Shyamalan. This is the Last Airbender. Like, this is horrible. This is as bad as it gets. Like, this is just awful. I don't even want to talk about it. The Last Airbender. For those of you who know movies, this movie is one of the worst rated reviewed movies in the last 20 years.
Awful.
This is this. I'm out with this. Done. See ya.
Here's the best case scenario for the Brooklyn Nets is they get a first rounder when they trade Bojan Bogdanovic. That's about it. I mean, that's their only hope, is to be able to get a pick from either trading him or Brook Lopez. I think the Celtics are in for another top 3 pick in the draft. I mean, like, embarrassment of riches for the Boston Celtics. It's incredible.
Kidding.
We don't need the buzzer.
That's what I'm most excited about for this team, is how bad they can be, and then how good of a pick the Celtics can get from how bad they are.
We don't need the buzzer.
That's the best thing about this. Let's just move on.
We're gonna move on. Across the city. We're gonna go to the New York Knicks. Welcome to New York. Get it? Because the Welcome to is the song by the is a song. Welcome to New York, because
Oh.
they're in New York.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay, because Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah. But really what I wanted to say is now they got bad blood, man. Now they have Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, who are players who are MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. Like, they've got some backing to them. They've got Brandon Jennings now, which apparently the Knicks fans love Brandon Jennings,
Yes.
which they're not alone. They're not alone at all. I love Brandon Jennings. He's my player to watch. I think that this guy, I mean, he's a contract year, so you know he's going to go nuts. I think he has an amazing attitude on the court that, like, he's the best guy around. He's the hot SH, and he's going to just kill it. I'm so excited to see Brandon Jennings just play his heart out. Dan, I don't think that I'm surprised by the player you're going to pick that you're going to have your eyes on.
Well,
New York
before
Knicks.
I'm jumping into my guy I'm going to keep my eyes on, the huge addition for this team, I think, is Courtney Lee. Really
Yes.
excited they were able to bring him
Love Courtney Lee.
in. Really good fit
Great
for
head
this
of
team.
hair.
Great head of hair. A great game on the wing. I think he's going to be a key to the Knicks' success this season. But player I'm going to watch, come on, everybody. I have a whole segment that's based on this guy.
Dover, we were so ready for it. Try again.
I have a whole segment based on this guy. It's the preseason for everyone.
Preseason for
get it.
everybody.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
It's
And
okay.
I can't see your face. You can see my face, kind of. I thought I'd give you like the hey.
So you're going to be
Wink.
taking a look at Chris
So I'm going to keep
Stapps.
my eye on Chris Stapps. I think he's just going to continue his development. Going to still have the ability to shoot the three, working on the ball handling, going to be able to do things off the dribble, working on the back to the basket post moves, going to be able to catch it down there and make moves. I think Hornacek is an awesome addition
Yes.
as their head coach.
Yes.
Fantastic what he was able to do when he was in Phoenix with guys that were healthy and it just didn't work out.
Their
Yeah.
over-under was 17.5, and they won 48 games.
I think a lot of these guys will respect him because he played in the league for a long time. He was played at the highest level, just ran into the best player of all time and couldn't win a championship because of it. I think he's going to gain the attention of this group and he's going to push them forward. But Chris Stapps, I'm keeping my eye on him. Going to have a great season.
Who are
I
you
love
putting
him
on the
so
floor
much.
around him?
I'm putting on the floor around. I'm putting Chris Stapps at the 5.
Of course.
Because
Oh.
why not?
Of
'Cause
course.
He's, 7, 8. He's going to shoot the 3. He's the best. I'm putting Melo at my 4. I'm putting Courtney Lee as my 3. And your guy, Brandon Jennings, at the 2. And then Derrick Rose at the 1. I just think it's 5 quality NBA players. I don't think this is going to be a lineup we see a lot because I don't think you really can play Courtney Lee at the 3 because he's 6'5".
Right.
But I think it'd be a really cool small ball lineup to try to just throw out there and see what you can get done and play up and down and shoot a lot of shots. Chuck P, who do you put together as a 5?
The exact same 5 guys. I literally
great.
had the same 5 guys because that just seems so exciting to see Brandon Jennings and Derrick Rose on the floor together. The Knicks have a point guard. For the first time in a while, like last year they were playing Jose Calderon. Spain didn't even play Jose Calderon.
No, they did not.
Like it's amazing. I'm so excited to see the Knicks be good.
Yes.
Their health is going to hold. Knicks, look, I understand a lot of you are pessimistic about your team. Their health is going to hold. They're going to be a top 5 team in the East this year. Put it down. That's my M. Night end of the season prediction.
I already predicted that. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, so you just stole mine? Okay,
No,
that's
I
fine.
had it on the thing. It was on the list of things that I wrote down.
Right.
Look, you think you're better than me?
Yeah.
You're not.
Oh.
Dan, what are you
Well,
thinking?
I have the Knicks as 6 only because I think they're going to drop a couple games here and there because they're going to keep guys healthy and rest. The big thing is I think we're going to see Carmelo Anthony play with a different energy. When he plays on the U.S. national team with other good players, he
Right.
is phenomenal. And I think when he's going to have a group of guys that are other real NBA players in the locker room with him, it's going to really lift him up. And he's going to want to play to the level he plays when he plays with other guys that are very quality. And I think he's just been bogged down by the, look, I'm playing with Langston Galloway. Like, I don't want to do that. Come on. Like, Lance Thomas is still on the team, but like he's playing alongside me like 40 minutes. Like, I don't want this.
Right.
I think he's going to feel like, oh, I've got other real NBA players with me. We're going to play well. I'm going to have a good season. We're going to have a good season. I think the only reason they dropped to 6 for me is just because they're going to be smart about guys' health and they're going to have a great year. I love this team. I think Derrick Rose is going to be awesome in New York. Thumbs up for this team going forward. Love it. Love the Knicks.
Well, reference to my shirt I'm wearing. There's a Blue Jackets. Carmelo Anthony is very much Rick Nash. If you don't
I
know,
like that.
if you don't know the forward Rick Nash, played for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Look, he played in Columbus for a while, pushed us to the best we've done ever, and then he ran away to New York.
He left.
He did really good on those big national teams where he had a lot of talent around him, and then he ran away to New York. Guess what? Carmelo Anthony, drafted by Denver Nuggets, really pushed them to their edge of their fantasy or of their franchise's success. Did really well when he was in collective groups, international games, stuff like that, and then he ran away to New York. You know, Rick Nash went to the finals with the New York Rangers. Yeah, we'll see what the Knicks do. I don't think they're going to go to the finals. We're going to move on to our next team. The next one, here's the thing. The Philadelphia 76ers, they have Joel Embiid, Dario Saric, Nerlens Noel, Jeremy Grant. Guess what? They're all 22. 22. See, if I sing it that bad, we can never get sued. So
Nope,
we're
never.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
no,
call. That's
they
a good
are
call.
Nice work.
definitely 22. I really want to keep my eye on Embiid. He hasn't played in 2 years.
The videos
and then,
look good.
But then, like, the preseason, he's like a monster person.
Yes,
Guess
he
what?
is.
He still has not played an NBA game yet, which is
No.
why I'm going to make sure, hey, everyone, just like watch and see what he does when the minutes count and the buckets really matter. I think he's a fun, athletic guy, but watching to see how he can actually hold up during an NBA season, especially when he has guys that they will yank him for immediately if he's not doing very well, I'm keeping my eye on Joel Embiid. Dan, how about you?
Well, just real quick, additions. Like, they added additions. Like, they added Jared Bayless and they added Gerald Henderson. Like, they've got adults now on the
Yeah,
team. Like, they
this is
didn't
true.
have adults before. They have some adults now who, like, have played in the NBA before and kind of know the ins and outs of
Hey,
night.
Sergio Rodriguez played in the NBA, kind
He
of.
sure did, kind of. But I like those two guys. Not gonna write home about those two guys, but I just like them in the locker room. But guy I'm
Right.
keeping my eye on for sure is Dario Saric. We've seen all the videos from him overseas. Took his time to come over here. Took his time to really make the choice to join the 76ers after they drafted him
Right.
a couple years ago. Gonna keep my eye on him. He looks the part. When you're watching him play against the upper echelon in Europe. So he's got the opportunity to be a very solid contributor. I'm really excited for him. Always, you can always just have this like little back end kind of thing with 76ers. Simmons gets hurt, not going to be back until January. Not going to be a season threatening thing. Hopefully he gets some burn this season. He actually is in the lineup that I made
Let's hear
for
your lineup.
lineups I'm most excited about.
got?
When he gets back, I have him as my point guard
Why?
because that's what he is.
No.
He's more of a point guard than he is anything else. So not only the 76ers going to experiment with this, but the Bucks are also going to experiment with this with Giannis as the point guard.
That's
so
true.
it's going to happen. We're going to see more and
Point
more of
forward.
this. Yes, yeah, point forward.
point
so
forward,
in
yeah.
this lineup, I have him
Dover
as the
loves
point
that
guard.
I love
So I'm going to have, and then kind of to just do some defensive matchup kind of things, I have Jared Bayless in there as my shooting guard. Dario Saric as my 3, Nerlens Noel as my 4. And then like you were talking about, I'm also really excited about Joel Embiid. Have him in there as my 5. I think this is going to be a next step. They're not going to be the worst team that's ever played and rolled out of basketball. They're going to make strides. Okafor is going to be on the block. It's a guy they're going to try to trade and get some more veterans back for the guys who know how to play the game. I like this team. I like this lineup we kind of just concocted. Hopefully we see it in January. Chuck P., who do you have as your 5?
I got Jared Bayless at my 1 and Sauce Castillo, Nick Stauskas. Stauskas.
Stauskas?
I have him. I have
Stauskas.
those two at my top 2. I think the 76ers will have a little bit of shooting if they're playing well.
Yeah.
Imagine that. They're going to have shooting. I put Hollis Thompson in my 3, bumping Dario Saric down to my 4. And then I have Embiid in my 5, just because I really want to see Embiid do well. That being said, my M. Night Shyamalan twist, how I see the season playing out, something's got to give for these big guys. You got Embiid, you got Okafor, you got Nerlens Noel. Not all of them are going to last. Okafor, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Nerlens Noel, I think he's also gone.
Ooh,
I think
both
they're going to
of them.
trade them both.
Interesting.
And I this is maybe the new Coangelo move, but like, I just something's got to give. Like they
Something's gotta
can't
give,
do that.
yeah.
So
Speaking of Colangelo, though, that kind of goes along with my M. Night.
yeah,
It's not really a prediction or anything. I just feel bad for Sam Hinkie. Like, all of the things that he did to get himself to the point to have this core group of young guys kind of came to fruition.
right.
And they're all here now.
And then
You
Ben
have-
Simmons got hurt.
and then Ben Simmons got hurt. But everything kind of like came to a head right as they're like, all right, get out of here.
Right.
So, you can't fault the guy for the process because it was, really smart. Now, again, they've got to take the pieces they have and move forward with them. But all the pieces are now in place to take that move to start to put together a winning basketball team. I just feel bad that he's not going to be around to experience the next step of the process in Philadelphia.
That's all right. Well, then this next group, this next song that I'm going to sing, Sam Hinkie, he can listen to that too. This one's for the Toronto Raptors. They went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. You just got to shake it off, man. You just got to shake it off because the haters are going to hate. So the players, they just got to play. You just got to shake it off, man. You can't think about an Eastern Conference loss all season. You got to just move on. Take a step
Do your
forward.
thing.
Sam Hinkie,
Shake it off.
you should do the same thing too. But the Toronto Raptors, solid team last year. They had both of their guards in DeRozan and Lowry playing in the All-Star game. Toronto Raptors were a solid team going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who are you looking at this year, Dan, in Toronto?
In Toronto, I'm keeping my eye on Jared Sullinger, the new addition.
Good call.
Now, the reason why we're doing this, all season long for Toronto last year was who is the power forward? Like, who do we put in that spot? We really don't have someone we can slot in there and say, here's our power forward.
Right.
I don't know that Jared Sullinger's that guy, but they're going to give him the opportunity to do it. He's the new addition, new face in a new place. I think we have to keep our eye on him as they try to figure out who's going to play that power forward spot in Toronto. Keep my eye there. Chuck P, who are you keeping your eye on? I have an idea of who it might be. Who are you keeping your eye on?
It's Norman Powell.
Of course it is.
There are two guys through the playoffs that I talked about a lot, two guards who were rookies last year. And trust me, we'll get to Josh Richardson later. But I really, really like Norman Powell. I mean, he shot something like 46%. Now, he's probably shot like 83s. But still, like, if we can expand that a bit, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that was Josh Richardson. I think I mixed them up. It's fine. Let's just say it was Norman Powell. Look,
Sure.
I like him. I think he's going to have an impact here. But I also really like Corey Joseph, too.
True.
And so I'm making this a twofer. I'm going to both those guards. I really like Corey Joseph. I think he's a great defensive player at the one spot. I really want to see what he can do against second units. He might be one of those sixth-man candidates.
I like
Might
that,
not get the numbers for it, but, I mean, defensively he'll have the impact. On the court, I'm looking to see Kyle Lowry next to Dwight. I almost said Dwight Powell. Excuse me, Norman Powell. DeMar DeRozan, I'm pushing him down to the 3. DeMar Carroll at the 4. Valanciunas at the 5. Weird amount of scoring here. Just a weird amount of scoring, and it's a smaller lineup. But hey, I like it. What are you thinking?
So I'm going with Lowry as my point guard, DeRozan as my 2 guard. I still like Terrence Ross. I can't quit Terrence Ross.
He had a 50-point
lost.
game.
That's my point.
50-point
I get
game.
lost in a guy like Terrence Ross who has all of the talent but can't do it on a night-to-night basis. But I get sucked in by the ability. It's kind of like how I feel about some quarterbacks in the NFL, like Jay Cutler. Huge arm. I love him. I can't get enough of Jay Cutler, but he's a train wreck most of the time. But sometimes he's awesome. So Terrence Ross is my 3. DeMar Carroll is my 4. Again, kind of a small ball lineup here with Jonas Valanciunas as my center. So
My name is
have that
Jonas.
lineup. How are you thinking this is going to end up for the Raptors?
I think take it back, move it forward. I mean, same as last year. They're going to be the 2 seed,
Okay.
I think. Now, that being said, I think that Lowry takes a step back. He's on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
He's been all over the NBA at this point, with the Grizzlies, with the Rockets. I mean, this is his third stop where he's finally established himself.
Yes.
But I think he's going to bring it back to earth a little bit. But that's where I think Corey Joseph and Powell stepping forward are going to be really important for the Raptors. I'm keeping them at my 2 seed. Dan, what are you thinking?
So the big question I have and kind of the big thing that I'm still trying to figure out is how does DeMar DeRozan respond to the big money?
Right.
He really got paid this offseason. He got the max contract that he is, coveted since he's gotten himself into the NBA. I think that there's going to be a slight step back for this team. I think just the East has gotten better. I think it's going to step back a little bit. I have them as my 3, so I'm not tossing them off the face of the earth, but I think there's a little step back. I don't know that Jared Sullinger fills that power forward role the way they really need someone to fill it. So just a little step back, have it my 3 seed. They're still going to be quality, but I don't think they're making any big noise throughout the entire NBA season.
All right, well, that wraps up the Atlantic Division. We've gone through all of our favorite Taylor Swift songs, and they're all going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. So it's going to be cool. Make sure you check out all of our stuff. We have a fresh, brand new YouTube channel and Facebook page. Just search Hack a Chat on either one of those, and you'll find us. You can find us on Twitter as well. Again, just search Hack a Chat. It's all the same bit. You can check out iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Store, Stitcher, all those third-party apps. Make sure you subscribe, you rate, and review all of that stuff. Please do that. It helps us get the word out a little bit better. And make sure you also check out thegamehouse.com, HAUS.com. You can watch all of the rest of our divisional previews there, as well as all of the great content they already have at thegamehouse.com. We're skipping their meeting right now still. It's still going on.
Still happening.
It's been years. They're really long meetings. Rob likes to talk
really
himself in circles. It's
long
amazing.
Meetings.
No, but it's incredible. Check out thegamehouse.com.
But wait.
Really good stuff.
Wait.
What do you want?
Can we preview Harold Miner?
No,
We have
preview
some
Harold
really
Miner.
cool
He's
things
done.
to
He's been
preview
finished
for him.
Look, we've
but
got
there's
we have
things
so
we
many
need to
things to
preview
do.
about what we're going to talk
He didn't even
about
play in the
throughout
Atlantic
season.
Division.
But he
no
played
way.
in the NBA, and we're talking about the NBA. So
Maybe.
Harold Miner preview. Let me just do a couple.
No.
things about it.
No. We don't have time for this. We have
Next
so
one.
many more
Next
divisions.
time. Next time.
All right.
Next time.
Next time. All right. Well, until then, travel safe. Be good to one another. Ball out.